right, guys, welcome back to the Fifth Horseman, where we talk about the ongoing societal collapse we deserve, but not the one we wanted. Today, we're going to cover Lindsey Graham's farewell, Mitch McConnell rises from the grave, and the ongoing lawn dart game with Iran. So let's get into it. Lindsey Graham died at 71 on Sunday, or yesterday, if you guys are hearing this on Monday, for what they're calling an aortic dissection. I assume that's some sort of heart attack or a cardiovascular related thing, after he just returned from a trip to Ukraine. Over here, we've got, let's see, Laura Loomer. She's making the rounds. There's some rumors of Russian or Iranian involvement. It sounds like natural cause of death to me. Some Iranian state media was mocking the incident, but given their status in the war and largely being, failed nation state, when something like this happens, they milk it for all the, propaganda they can. So over here, we've got the FBI, they're going to investigate rumors like this. It does lend some credibility to the idea. I think it's largely a typical response, though, for a rumor about something like this, especially for somebody at that level. I don't think there's anything to see here other than the impact on the political landscape. He was President Trump's major supporter in the Senate. And I think South Carolina, there's obviously going to be a little bit of a power struggle there. I always enjoyed him kind of deriding some of the more hardline liberals in Congress, but I wish his family the best. He'll definitely be missed. Meanwhile, you got Mitch McConnell, kind of the exact opposite of Lindsey Graham. Everyone thought Mitch McConnell was on the outs. We've all seen him kind of blanking out awkwardly over the last year or two in some pretty public incidents. He's apparently woken up from whatever he was in, some sort of a coma, or we don't really know. The articles are kind of being scarce about it. But they were describing him as near death for like 30 days. I guess he's back at it. He'll be doing his congressional work remotely while he recovers. No clue how much longer he has left, to be honest. He should probably hand the torch over, especially the way the rest of Congress is going, and seeing that Lindsey Graham just checked out. I don't know. I think the writing's kind of on the wall for him, but we'll see what happens. He may just hand it down. And I do know that there was something with the race. They didn't want a special election. They were trying to avoid it. So we'll see where that goes. He may just try to hand over the torch, this next campaign season. Meanwhile, the Iran update. I know we talked about this last time. Since the end of the ceasefire, there's been a lot of tit for tat. Thanks to them targeting like some civilian ships, like a bunch of morons, typical thing for them to do. Something like another 140 Iranian military targets have been hit in a new wave of strikes. To be fair, these strikes could range from legitimate command and control nodes and missile defense systems, but some of it could also be propaganda, like hitting something like a single Jeep or a bulldozer on a military runway could also make up for a chunk of those strikes. It's unlikely the military would release the target deck, so we're kind of less guessing and just nodding our heads here. Short term, for something like this, I would expect gas prices to kind of continue to fluctuate. Longer term, I'm sure this is just kicking the can down the road. The population there is living in pretty abysmal economic conditions because of sanctions and the war. Eventually, they're going to run out of drones and missiles, so who knows how much longer this is going to drag on. My prediction is things will likely end before the fall or winter, when China and Russia begin putting more pressure on Iran to get their shit together. Otherwise, the impact on oil prices in their regions, and not even the prices, just the availability in general, is going to be pretty serious for the coming winter months, for everything from keeping people's houses warm to industrial efforts and more importantly, their military operations. China may not have any major ongoing offensives like like Russia with their special military operation, quote unquote. But I know Russia's definitely getting hurt with Ukraine striking some of their oil pipelines and manufacturing facilities and refineries. So they're definitely going to be depending on more foreign oil as things kind of manifest for them. But that's pretty much everything that happened on Sunday. This week, we'll try to cover some more stuff depending on what happens. We're also going to try to spin off a little bit of a gaming channel. I know it's early on for this channel, but it's kind of going to help mix things up. I'll have another video with some of that coming this week, and then we'll kind of see where we go from there. So that covers the weekend. I appreciate if you watch this long, just toss a like down below, subscribe, and I can work on getting more out to you guys and get more stuff than just news and gaming. We'll see where it goes. All right. Thanks, guys. Catch you later.